What's up, everybody? Hope you had a somewhat okay kind of week, maybe so far, in this craziness that we happen to find ourselves in. Just kind of coming here with a few updates. I know in the last video I said I was going to talk about a little bit about my plans. I apologize on the other video I put out. I was trying something a little different, so forgive me. But when I'm back and listen to it, the sound quality on that was just not good. So I'm just going to stick with this until I can figure that out and fix it so that the sound is louder versus quieter. But yeah, so what's going on today as far as with market wise, where we're at? I think last video I said I was looking for a bullish signal on Bitcoin. Not really to trade Bitcoin. I don't trade Bitcoin. I don't trade on margin, nor do I do that myself. But I was looking at it for an opportunity in regards to other altcoins in the market overall. Right now, the close from last week, time frame right around May 9th to about the 13th or 6th, May 9th to the 16th of May, excuse me. We can kind of see there that we did have some, we did have this kind of bullish signal kind of form, but not as strong as I would like to have seen it. I would like to have seen a little more skinnier, a little more wickier. It just kind of shows me that we've got a little more resistance, and we're really at a pivotal point. This is just my observation. Again, I might be completely wrong, but as I go back over the past and I look at Bitcoin's performance, what we're doing on a weekly basis, you can see here, um, it's kind of relative to the point that when you get that strong move or that strong wick, the price can kind of continues to go up. And I mean, in all honesty, the price of Bitcoin has been rising for years. So I feel like I'm getting into the market maybe at the beginning of a massive bear move, which we need some correction. We need interest rates were corrected. Inflation needs to be tamed. So right now, I'm not too happy about that close that we had last week. I think it could be a trap for bulls that want to buy anything effectively, whether you want to buy Bitcoin, whether you want to buy ETH. I mean, clearly we could look at ETH and just compare it to Bitcoin here, and the trail and the similarities on the coin itself very similar. I mean, you see Bitcoin, here's ETH, kind of doing the same type of thing. Even if I juxtapose that, put that on top of HEX, um, with where we're at in correlation, can kind of barely see that there. But the same thing is kind of trending as far as movement. Here's our WW type pattern here. You guys can see that. And then trending on this movement here. Same kind of W type pattern. Similar, but not similar. So when it comes to Bitcoin, the reason that I'm so adamant about it is that the coin itself does have an effect on every other coin within the market, whether you're Ethereum, whether you're, I want to say SHIB. Of course, I've been tracking Luna, but it doesn't matter. Wherever you're at, Bitcoin at the top of the helm, at the top of the pyramid, being right up there, is going to affect price, whether we go up or down. You know what I mean? So from my analysis, if we look at the previous price action from here to here, there is no major level. There's a minor level here right around 1800, and then it goes all the way down to 10. And I kind of see that's why people maybe feel that Bitcoin is going to 7,000 or $10,000, like we're going down, because this major level right here at 28 is being tested pretty heavily. You see where it's bouncing all over this level, but there's not enough. The volume is we're getting to the top. That could easily be a reversal. So I'm not too happy about the close. I think that means more bearish action, and what that means really for anybody else in crypto right now is that we have to start doubling down on projects that actually mean something. When I say by mean something, projects that actually have value. And I've said this in a few other videos before, but I think it's more evident now. It's more important now that we actually have products invested in that are made and designed to stand the test of time and will be taken seriously. I don't like what I'm seeing in Bitcoin because to me it looks like institutional manipulation right here. You don't quite, I mean, you could say the same here that it happened in June the 21st. Same kind of signal. Look how many people came close to getting stopped out. Because in most institutional, a trade, if I was going to look at this from a trading desk, or if I was on a trading desk, never been on a trading desk, but if I was going to trade this in an account, I would put a stop right there. And then I would put a entry point to hit right there. And then I would look to take 1 or 2 times the profit um, right about there. So I'd be looking to take a profit at about 60, 50, or to be safe, you could say I want to profit at 50,000, which is about 1-to-1 risk ratio. If you really wanted to be risky, you could say 1-to-2 and take profit at 65. That's the trade entry I would take, but that's from a retail perspective. And what I don't like and what I've noticed about most crypto at the current moment is that people clamor and they get all excited about getting their prices and their coins on exchanges and getting exchange money to get into the coin. When I think of crypto in general, when I'm thinking of crypto and what it represents, or what it's supposed to represent, basically, I'm not thinking that, we're supposed to be like, we want our coins on an exchange. Like, why would we want something that's supposed to be DeFi or supposed to be completely immutable, completely self-sustained, decentralized? Why would we want to take that entity and put it on an exchange and expose it to the same factors and aspects that we're trying to get away from it? It doesn't make sense to me. So I don't think having a coin when it gets on CoinMarketCap or when it gets on an exchange traded fund anywhere is good. What I noticed with cat girls when we went to the exchanges, the prices on the exchanges were high, but then for us actually holding the coin, we didn't see any of that benefit. And I don't think that's right. I feel like if you want to invest in the project, you need to actually buy the coin itself. You need to hold the coin itself, and the makers of the coin need to ensure that the coin itself doesn't become like this exchange traded equity that can be affected by the same people who have been running Wall Street, who are running the banks, who are creating the middlemen, that have this entire system completely all jacked up. Because we're trying to get away from that. So why do we need it? In my opinion, we don't need it. JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, they don't give a crap about you. They don't give a crap about me. They don't care about what we invest in. When it comes to corporate work, they don't care about our health, our livelihood. Some of the Americans were the most overworked, most mentally messed up people in the richest country in the world, because this country doesn't value rest. It doesn't value human livelihood as far as like longevity, health. Our healthcare system sucks. Our retirement system sucks. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that's wrong with it. And I know I'm kind of jumping off the deep end of the weeds with everything, but when I'm looking at it, the more that I'm looking at it, I can't just look at this and just say, this is just Bitcoin. This is just the price. That's just what it is. It's just crypto. I'm looking at it more on the scope of people are trying to manipulate something that was designed to ultimately set people free. And that's not cool at the end of the day. So just my 2 cents. I know I was getting on a rant there. There was a little bit of a dispute in the HEX community between I think between, what's his name, Mr. Rackham, and he was getting mad about Saudi investors and a whole bunch of other things. I was just like, do we really need that money? Do we need institutional money? Do we want people who have generation? If they don't understand it, in my opinion, they don't need to be a part of it. Plain and simple. Let them be a part of it when the price is at $1,000 and all of the people like you and me own 90% of the market cap. Let them come in and play under our rules, not vice versa, where we play under their rules and they get to dump and manipulate and move the price to places where we don't want it to go. So dang it, I can't get off my high horse about that, but that stuff just aggravates me. It gets on my nerves. Um, what that means long term for Hex, as Bitcoin, I don't feel it's gonna, like I said, all these altcoins are affected by it. So what we're probably gonna see if we fail to break out, because we haven't closed the month, the week's not over. We got two days left within the week. If we don't close up above, or like I said, above this range high enough here, and we start getting closes down below, and we get a close like down below, like here, past the bottom of this wick here, we're definitely going to go lower. And what you can expect to happen, of course, is that to affect the altcoins, to drop everything lower. Now, depending on the altcoin that drops, Hex, in my opinion, for me, is a good opportunity. That's a project that I believe in. That's a project that is designed and based to be self-sustaining, environmentally friendly, and create interest by incentivizing people to actually stake their coins for rewards to mine. So we could definitely see Hex come down to, man, it could be 4 cents, it could be 6 cents, a 7 cent, 6 cent Hex, which for people that have been holding since September is going to hurt, because they've been holding for a long time. And I don't know how those people are going to take it. I know for me, having held that long and having money put into it and kind of watching, I think from an investing perspective, I'd be, you know what, I'm dollar cost averaging. I believe in this project. That's just a cheaper price. I'll pick more up, but there's going to be some panic. My plan is to kind of wait till it confirms there. Clearly, you can see in my range here within my box. I've been tracking. I think the last time we failed to break out and close, and we broke down. That's why I wanted to see a strong close above. I wanted to see some divergence. We didn't. We're trailing with Bitcoin. I don't care what Richard Hart says or any other Hex can say. From what I see, we are trailing with Bitcoin, and when Bitcoin goes down, it does affect the Hex price. So if Bitcoin closes below 30,000, past this $25,000 mark, Hex is definitely going to feel that, but I'm going to see it as a buying opportunity for Hex. And if you look at Hex in the same tone, there's like one level right here that's a bit contested. It's not, I wouldn't say that's a minor level, but it is minor considering like this level or that level where it kind of trudged and fought for a while. So the free fall could be pretty dramatic and cause people in the community to panic and lose their minds. But I think for the people who are staked, it doesn't matter, because in a year's time frame, that price is going to move. I think it'll move on my trend line analysis here and go to places where people don't expect it to. So definitely a buying opportunity coming with Hex. If Bitcoin closes below 25, 28,000 and starts dropping, it's going to be like on sale. And it's probably going to be on sale for a while until we get out of the bull market, the bear market, whenever that is. That's my plan. Another thing I think that's going for the Hex, not really on the ETH side or the P-Hex that's going to be there. When Pulsechain comes out, I'm interested to know how that chain is going to react to the overall market conditions, because Pulse is going to be new. There's not going to be institutional money wrapped up in Pulsechain like it is in Bitcoin. And so I wonder, with Pulse coming out, if it comes out this month or next month, and all of our copies being on that chain, will we see a divergence in the price, and will we actually experience a bull run on an entirely separate chain with Pulse and with PulseX? Because if we experience a bull run on a new chain, Richard Hart already has the material, has the things in place to basically be spread out to the media. He bought the most expensive diamond in the world. He's got a documentary coming out. He starts claiming that he called the Bitcoin top. He's a really prideful guy. I want to say not prideful, but there's a method to his madness, which I understand, but I always feel that pride comes before the fall. So I'm not really trusting the guy. I'm trusting the way that Hex is designed, because it is designed to work with or without him. Like if he got in a weird accident driving a car, God forbid, hopefully that doesn't happen, we would experience some panic, but overall, Hex would still keep going. It's still going to keep doing what it's designed to do, regardless whether he's there or not. regardless whether we have institutional money or not. It's all about getting in early. So that from that, with that being said, I kind of feel like, a good way to look at it, it's like a tree. It's like a small tree. Tree grows from a little sapling as it gets older and bigger and bigger and bigger. You can't make the tree any smaller. It's whoever gets in first. So as the tree gets huger and bigger, and that base and those roots get down deeper, those of us who are in the beginning, our roots are just going to go down deep within HEX. As long, unless they make some quantum computer that can just break past the code. Because all of these other algorithmic coins like Luna that were supposed to be pegged to the dollar, I mean, people are seeing their livelihoods wiped out, man. This is ridiculous. That's worse than Enron. Like, worse than Enron. And I doubt Duquan or anybody behind that project is going to see any kind of, like, there's going to be any justice for those people. I doubt it, because they're going to say, oh, that's crypto. That's the risk you take. It's messed up. It can happen to anything, honestly, but that's my 2 cents between the two, kind of with what I'm doing. So right now, I didn't get that close above strong like I wanted. It didn't close above here like I was looking for it to do within HEX. To see some divergence within the Bitcoin world, we're kind of trailing with Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin closes below 25, 28, 25, if this next week comes out and we close like right down there in this area, that's right now we're in a bear market, just accept it. But if it closes below that, that's just a good signal to know, hey, Bitcoin's going much lower. In the same token, we could see it hold out. Again, from an institutional perspective, a lot of stops right here, a lot of money that'll get closed out and bought up if those stops get hit. And that could possibly push the price a bit higher and into like the $40,000 range. Maybe we'll see a small rise. And if that happens, all the altcoins you have are going to go up, but I still strongly stress get into an altcoin or a project that has some substance, that just isn't smoke and mirrors, that's just out to copy everybody, right? That's just out to say they have NFTs because NFTs are popular. That's just out to say that they have a metaverse because metaverse is popular. That's just out to say that they're Dogecoin or Catgirl coin or NECA coin or whatever the heck kind of coin because it's popular at the moment. Because trust and believe, all this stuff that's popular at the moment is going to be crashed and burned. It'll be ashes within about 5 years. And then we'll be looking at crypto just like we look at Wall Street. And people will be looking at it from the outside in, wondering how people got in from the bottom. When the 3% of us who are learning about crypto are like in it right now. We are the beginning, effectively, of this entire craziness. Like, we're in the beginning stages of it. And if it takes off in that way, crypto 10 or 15 years, 20 years down the road, when people look at it, they're going to look at it just like they look at Wall Street. Have a vague knowledge and understanding. It'll be in people's 401ks. It'll be in real estate projects. It'll be in company compensation projects. The world's going to wake up and realize just how important this is to just viability and human freedom. You know what I mean? And I mean, case in point, I know I'm talking a while, but I'm pretty passionate about a lot of this stuff. And you look at what happened in Canada with the truckers, people looking on the chain, finding out where you donated your money from, and then blocking your account because you just wanted to help support basically freedom of movement. How in the world could the truckers have gotten together, solidified like that, if they didn't have money, if they didn't have resources? And that's the big fight. That's why I don't like seeing this, because it tells me that what Bitcoin represented way back over here, and where you can't even see the chart, what it was supposed to represent, shows me that it's been ultimately manipulated and constructed to control people, to control price. They want us to have less. They don't want us to have more. And people in this country, in this world, I mean, we can live. You can't tell me there isn't enough room and enough space to build places where people can have running water, electricity, access to knowledge, access to education, and good food. It can be done. There's a whole bunch of lies being put out there saying that, oh, it can't be done. None of that could happen. And I know, like, we can't have heaven on earth from our own faith and perspective, but what's happening, the little bit that people can do to make things better. Like we're trying to go to Mars, but people are starving. That's backwards mindset. Like we're trying to build rocket ships and do all this other stuff when people can't even afford to live. That's a backwards mindset. If we really wanted to say we're trying to be on the up and up and we're trying to be about innovation, we should be building self-sustaining houses, self-sustaining communities. We should be trying to take care of our earth, if they want to talk in that way. But I digress, because nothing's new up under the sun. And a lot of this stuff anyway from my faith is supposed to come past. But in the meantime, we're here for a reason. If we have an opportunity to make a difference or a change in some small aspect of somebody's life, we definitely should do it, because it's apparent to me that ain't nobody cares about it. The only person I've seen in crypto, and I'm not trying to like donkey ride. I mean, I've been following the daggone project for months. The only person I've seen in crypto that seems to want to do that is Richard Hart. I don't trust Vitalik Buterin. I don't know who the founder of Bitcoin is, although I think I think that Bitcoin is owned by a conglomerate of Japanese companies. That's what I think. I think they all just did that and they own it. Whatever. Anyway, Bitcoin, ETH, SHIB, whoever the creators of those projects are, those are like the lottery tickets. This just bam, they hit. People identify, they bought in. But I don't trust them. When I look at HEX, I see a guy who's created a coin, who's not going to be unapologetic about who he is. He's going to be who he is, and he's going to do what it takes to get exposure and knowledge to his project. That's what I want. That's what I want to see. We may not know where he lives, but he's doxed himself in a way to where other people know where he lives. If they really want to be malicious, the people making the documentary know where he lives. The guy was rich before he even got involved in the coins. And when you have that kind of money, I mean, come on. So that I'm behind the HEX project 100% there. There's some other alt projects I'm in that I'm kind of behind, but time's going to tell. And hopefully we'll be looking at this 5 or 10 years down the road saying, like, I'm glad that I got XYZ when it was XYZ. Now I can go help affect our change, our support, or do something in my community. Because at the end, it's not all about just getting the money and sitting back on your feet and being like, oh, I got nothing else I could do. I can live, There's a proverb in the Bible that I read about, and talks about a guy who worked so hard and he stored all his money in the barn, and he's like, I got so much food and stuff in the barn, I don't have to work the rest of my life. And the Lord says, you fool, your life is going to be required of you tonight. So I mean, at the end of the day, all this money, all these tokens, whether it makes us millionaires or not, we can't take it to the grave with us. We have to do something. I feel like, for me, my faith, I have to do something good with it. And if you are sitting on crazy 6 figures, like, I'm not telling you to give it all away. I'm just saying, think about it, man. You have to do something good with it. What you want to have a freak accident and then die with millions of dollars in your account that the government's going to get anyway, that other people are just going to disseminate anyway? Like, do something good with it, So that's how I feel about it. And I know I've ranted on a long time about this, but what's happening within crypto and where we're headed, we're at a really, really pivotal point. This is a really, really pivotal point within the crypto community. Regulation, Luna. What happened to Luna? Luna's bringing eyes to regulation. Whether you want to believe that or not, like Luna is gonna make somebody do something. It's making South Korea do something, because they cannot ignore the fact that people bought into this daggone project. $69 all the way down to 0.00. You might as well just call it zero. Might as well just call it zero. It's not, oh, it's going to zero. No, it's at zero. If I had 100 shares, it's $65, 6,500, and that mug goes down to 0.00000. That's zero. That's zero. People's livelihoods getting snapped out, people killing themselves, and the whole thing replaying itself, like that corporate mentality. I don't care, I'm rich, You should have sold. You should have took profits. No, they believed in your project. They believed that it was going to do what it said it did, and you just defrauded people out of their livelihoods. You deserve to go to jail. I think the CEO of Enron got 16 years in prison. He went to jail for a long time. I don't know if Duquan's going to get prison time, but bro, you're the CEO of a company that's defrauded millions of people. Some guy tried to come to your house and hurt your wife. Like, when I see something like that, I'm like, yo, it's Enron for the crypto world. World's waking up. And so projects are going to, in this whole pumping up and rug stuff, that stuff's going to start going away, because when regulation hits, it's going to hit like a ton of bricks. Bam. And if you don't look legit, you are going to be in trouble. So that's my 2 cents. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I'll keep some more updates. I'll try to keep off my soapbox. But definitely, that's my plan. Bitcoin, if we close below that 25, I'm going to start setting aside some funds to prepare to buy some cheap HEX. And then if Pulsechain launches in between that, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. If it's divergent, if it's not, just keep in mind that less than 3% of the population even knows it exists. So you guys take it easy. Hope we have a blessed week, and we'll talk later. Out.